Hey ISW fans, Steph the Merch Girl back again to stuff you full of all the deep details and hard facts that make up a card we could only call
Boner Jam 2, the second coming.
You know, I don't even know how I do that.
Danbury, Connecticut. A beautiful, quiet New England city. One of the safest areas in the United States. Suppose we'll see how all that holds up on April 7th when Interspecies Wrestling returns with
Boner Jam 2, the second coming.
Let's not waste time and get right into the action. In the 2 years since we began the New Talent Initiative, it's been clear that the results have been a mixed bag. From losers like Cecil Nix to big-time players like Frankie Arion, we've seen varying degrees of success. One person who's been hard to peg, Danbury. Entertaining and skilled, but with little to show for it in the record book, Mike Roach challenged Dan to bring something new to the table.
Mike Roach, I heard what you said. Danbury's talented, but he can't win matches. Well, that's your fault. I'm a tag team wrestler. Hi. Ken Scampy, Danbury, Team Tremendous. You might have heard of us. The Horsecock Monsters, the Cervical Assassins. Something you don't know, Mike Roach, is that we are the best tag team in pro wrestling. So Boner Jam 2? The two biggest boners are going to show up and sling some dick.
You ever jam your boner? I once jammed my boner. Twice.
April 7th, second coming. We're going to paint maps of Hawaii all over your faces.
Archipelago. That's an island chain. What?
With all of that said, it's set. Team Tremendous of Danbury and Ken Scampy will look to shake up ISW on April 7th as they take on a pair of unlikely bedfellows, Bastion Snow and Pasquale. When going over possibilities for the Boner Jam 2 card, one guy we couldn't find anything for was the league's XXX Sex Express, Sexy Eddie. In a rare act of kindness, the ISW office reached out to Billy Tony to find out straight from the source what Eddie would like to be doing in Danbury on April 7th. His response? Getting brain from the finest sluts Connecticut has to offer. Immediately, the light bulb went off in our heads, and the match was signed shortly after. It's a hunt for getting brain as Eddie squares off with a guy who has an affinity for brain of a different sort. The murder machine himself isn't dead yet. Shitty, the former brainwashed pet of Muhammad, has taken the ISW rings by storm lately. Playing absolute waste to Addie Starr in a Lego death match at our last Connecticut show, the Beast toured from Jolly Roger and Dustin Bieber in recent appearances. With talent from around the world contacting us and looking for a spot, we decided to take 3 individuals up on their offer and put together a 4-way of huge proportions.
First, Japanese standout Taka Suzuki. A former student of the 666 and DDT schools in Japan, Taka came to the United States to break free of the dojo system and prove himself to be an independent wrestler in the truest sense. We sent a rather ill-informed interviewer to speak with Taka, who had some strong words for his opponents.
Taka Suzuki, you're making your debut with Interspecies Wrestling on April 7th in Danbury, Connecticut at Boner Jam 2, the second coming. How do you feel about your match?
Match.
Well,
Match.
do you know who you're facing?
No.
Do you care who you're facing? But Taka, you're facing the debuting Oni. I mean, you're facing
Oni.
Oni, yes.
Oni,
You're facing Shitty.
City.
Shitty, yes, Shitty.
Okay.
And a fourth man yet to be named.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is it a 4-way?
It's a 4-way, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have respect for your opponents?
Respect.
Respect.
Yeah, I have, man. I have a respect. I mean, like, PP, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, what?
Dude, like, PP, like, dick, like penis, you know what I mean?
Yes, Taka. I know what you mean, but
Oh, dude, you get like PP, brother, like.
yes, I do, Taka. I do, but Taka, Taka, it's a family show.
Pennies.
Yes, Taka,
Pennies.
but please watch your words, Taka. It's a family show.
Oh,
it's family
yeah?
friendly. Yes,
Oh,
family
I'm sorry.
friendly.
I didn't know that, so.
Yes. So Taka, how do you feel about your match? Be honest.
Nothing special, but I have a one word to them.
You do. You have a word for your opponents. What do you have to say to your opponents?
Yep. Fuck you, cunt.
Whoa, Taka.
One more. Fuck you, cunt.
Taka.
Fuck you, cunt.
Taka, please.
After some shakeups to the match, we asked Dr. Gene Splicing to help fill out the other 2 slots. We already know one to be the debuting Leopard King, Owen. The other, we'll find out on April 7th.
Anyone who knows me knows a few things about me. They know that I love stars, that I love the color pink, that I love Transformers, and that I don't love women's wrestling. I know it sounds weird, but let me just explain to you guys a bit. You see, it all goes back to when I started training. I'm not going to give you guys some bullshit story about how I've always watched wrestling and I was a huge fan and it's all I ever wanted to be was a wrestler, because that's not how it happened. You see, I started training because a guy told me it was too hard for me and that I wouldn't be able to do it. So naturally I did it, and I loved it. I fell in love with wrestling the first day that I was there. I think the difference between me and the vast majority of other girls that go to training is that I walked in there without any preconceived notion of what I wanted to be in wrestling. I didn't want to be Trish Stratus or Victoria or Lita or whatever or anything else. I just wanted to be a great wrestler. I wanted to be the best that I could be. And that's still true today. So after training, I get into contact with other promotions and they talk to me about work, and I hear the same thing over and over again. Oh, you're not hot enough and blonde enough and have big enough tits to be this kind of female wrestler. Or the exact opposite. You know, you're not tall enough and strong enough and scary enough to be this kind of female wrestler. So what am I supposed to do? Well, I just kept wrestling and I worked my ass off to get better and better and tried to learn as much as I possibly could because I just wanted to wrestle, regardless of what anyone else wanted me to be. So eventually I got in touch with ISW, and they were the first real promotion that really let me do what I wanted to do. They let me wrestle, and they let me show how much I just wanted to wrestle. They didn't ask me to be that girl that was tough enough to hang with the guys, because it's bullshit, and I'm sick and tired of it. It's so overdone, and it's not what I am. I'm just a girl that loves to wrestle. So what does this have to do with my match and women's wrestling at all? Well, I'm sick and fucking tired of turning on my TV every Monday night and seeing the same bullshit. You know, I don't want to see 30-second matches and X Factors and terribly done hair reveals and everything else, you know. I'm sick and fucking tired of it. And it's not just on TV. I'm sick of watching shitty indie matches on the internet where girls that don't know what they're doing get put over just because it's women's wrestling. It's terrible, and it's awful for the girls that work so hard to be great wrestlers, like Sarah Del Rey and Portia Perez and Cherry Bomb and Misty Haven and Mischief and hundreds of others that I could name that actually are great wrestlers. But the thing is, because of all the bullshit that's happening right now with these terrible workers, they're always going to get grouped in with terrible women's wrestling. And I am sick and fucking tired of it, and it needs to change. So I thought, what can I do? What can I do to help women's wrestling? And I realized the only thing that I can do is to show everyone that we can have great wrestling. Not great women's wrestling, but great wrestling from women. So I thought, who could I bring in to do this? Who is the perfect opponent? And I realized the one girl that I've worked here dozens of times. A girl who's taken it to me harder than most of the guys I've been in a ring with would be perfect. Jody DeMilo. You've all seen what she can do. So on April 7th in Danbury, Connecticut, Jody DeMilo and I are going to show you what women's wrestling is supposed to be like.
As an added bonus, we decided to hook you loyal viewers up with a special match from our Danimania show back in January. In fact, we don't even know what this match is when we tape this. Whatever it is, I hope you enjoy.
to turn that page and see what comes next. But me, oh me, thanks to my brothers Chad and Brad Bad, I'm no longer afraid to become the man that I should have been this whole time. Glad Bad has seen the light, thanks to you, Chad and Brad Bad, my brothers. You know, the last time we were together, you forced me to watch something that I thought I could never stomach. But when I got done watching it, I realized I had an epiphany. It was an illumination. Glad Bad has been lying to himself and his entire family his whole life. And now Glad Bad needs to make a change. Glad Bad needs to make a change into the man that he needs to become. More importantly, the man that my brothers Chad and Brad Bad want me to be. So I'm starting here. I'm starting with my surroundings. I'm getting rid of the things that hold me down. Things are taking shape for Glad Bad. It's gone from hairy, armpitted, folk-singing chicks to attractive, scantily clad women with a gun for a leg. And badass cars that run down chicks, yeah, that's who I want to be. That's who my brothers want me to be. So I need to start spring cleaning. Today's the first day of spring. So I need to get rid of the things that have been holding me back. These horrible sounds that have been polluting my ears this whole time. These horrible images that have been just weighing on my conscience and being a terrible influence, and just, it needs to be gone. So I need to get rid of the things that identify me with those horrible, bad, beautifully written, wonderfully illustrated stories and fantastic cinema that goes unnoticed by the most of... Oh man. But I'll tell you what, I'm committed. I'm committed. This is something that I want to do. This is something I need to do. Because there's no going back now. I need to replace what I was with what I am. Because, as a great man once said, I really have to fucking say it. Okay. Because queering don't make the world go round. Oh, God. Let me tell you one last thing. April 7th, in Danbury, Connecticut, at the Heirloom Arts Theater, Boner Jam 2, The Second Coming. Glad Bad is going to be packing a boner of his own for all those big-titted bitches that are going to be coming down to see me. I'm totally going to be having sex with their vaginas. And, God, I got to make a call. Hey, Mary? Yeah, it's Papa Bear. Listen, we need to talk.
Back in July, Frankie Arion and Pinky Sanchez had a heated battle to determine who would move on to the finals of the Burger King of the Ring tournament. The highest recorded temperature of the summer couldn't match the heat in the ring as the two tore into each other, boiling over when a disgusting kick shattered Frankie's nose. While he walked out the victor moments later, Arion still demands a taste of revenge on April 7th.
On April 6th, 2002, I attended my very first teen dance party in Danbury, Connecticut, at Tuxedo Junction on 2 Ives Street. I'll never forget it. Fast forward 10 years later, and I returned to Danbury, Connecticut, to face a guy who I grew up in this business with, and Lucas Sharp. The irony of this whole thing was that on April 6, 2002, while I was at that party, trying to figure out who I was and trying to figure out if I could get all these girls, because it was the first time I actually left my house and went to a big party with all these girls and all my buddies and things like that. It didn't go according to plan. You see, I was ridiculed and made fun of by guys who look like Lucas Sharp. Pretty boy, nice smile, perfect teeth, nice eyes, nice hair. Nothing could go wrong for them. So I got verbally abused until, to their surprise, I was no longer going to take that verbal beating. I was going to hand out physical ones. And that's when I learned that it is better to give than to receive. So on April 7th, 2012, Luke, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to relinquish that beating again. Because it's guys like you who never let girls give guys like me a chance. And I'm going to take out all my frustration and all my anger out on you. So on April 7th, for ISW, I will see you in that ring. Face to face, man to boy. And I will have no sympathy for what happens to you. And I hope you can understand that. It's nothing personal. Or is it?
Tokyo's Ueno Zoo is a place we've always had a fairly copacetic relationship with. The home of our new other champion, El Hijo del Bamboo, however, has not been so kind since their lovable panda went on an insane winning streak. The zookeepers have grown jealous, and the park management has been greedy in hopes of capitalizing on the newfound fame. They even demanded we put Bamboo up against one of the world's top talent. After putting out the call, one man was fearless enough to step up. The notorious 187 Homicide. And TNA champion looks to add some ISW prestige to his weight as he takes on El Hijo del Bamboo in one of the most utterly ridiculous matches ever thought of. Lastly, the other half of our stacked double main event. 19 months after fate put him on the winning end of the Kentucky Gangbang 87, Twiggy reigns supreme as the interspecies champion. The path of a champion's dominance is never easy, but no one expected it to get this twisted.
Billy Tony, you filming? You got everything going? Okay, let's just a little pickup for the ISW fans. I am here at the Twiggy residence with a little surprise visit. Let's get him up. Come on, Twiggy. Twiggy, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Twiggy, come on, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Come on, Twiggy. Oh, yeah, here we go. Twiggy's up. Twiggy's out and about looking to make a buck, huh? Twiggy, let me tell you something. I waited for you at 5 o'clock. I grabbed you. I drugged you. Put tape on your mouth, on your hands, and on your feet. You know what the bigger surprise is, Twiggy? It's me. Giant Tiger. The wrestler. The wrestler that wrestles with you. You know what? The wrestler that wrestled with you last week at the ISW show. And you took 2 things from me. 2 things. I can get one of those things back. You took the ISW belt away from me, which I can get back anytime. That doesn't really matter. And you took my pride. You took my pride. When I picked you up, and I felt something you have that I don't have. Your dick has got to be about 4 times the size of mine. It's a huge dick, Twiggy. And I'm sure you heard what I was saying. It's the only thing I really want. And the next show, your dick on the line, belt on the line. I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna take this pretty little thing, put it on my butt. And you know what? I'm not even gonna wait for the next show. You know what this... Shh. Holy fuck. It's hot in here, Twiggy. Shh.
Hey, Twiggy, I got you a roadie. What's going on here?
You know what, Twiggy? You know what? It looks like my party's been crashed. So you know what? I'm gonna take something that you worked hard for 10 years. Something that you can never get back. Your red coat. It's fucking cold out there. I will see all of you in hell. But not you, I'll see you in Connecticut. Hey, how often does the bus run?
Oh, every 15 minutes. But you get out of here!
Hey, thanks, man. Was that Giant Tiger?
The giant tiger.
Anyways, you're okay now, son. Your agent is here.
It is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And all that's going through my mind is we're only a couple sleeps away. A couple sleeps away till we hit the road, hit those highways all the way to Connecticut for Boner Jam 2. And that's an appropriate name. That's an appropriate name, Giant Tiger, because you want to break into my home and you want to sit me down on my beautiful brown couch and you want to try to cut my little buddy down there off. You know, and then what do? You say it's easy to take the belt. Yeah, that's what you say. And then what else do? You steal my red coat. You steal my classic red coat, because the truth is, this one is just not cutting the mustard. Giant Tiger, Connecticut's on its way, and we got a rematch coming up for this ISW Championship. And I put the word in to Interspecies Wrestling Management. And it's been cleared. And that word that I put in is that on April 7th, 2012, I defend this title against you. And it's not going to be a regular match. It's not going to be a one-on-one classic pinfall to a finish match. No. It's going to be a bunkhouse brawl. Giant Tiger, I hope you got a pair of cowboy boots. I hope you got a pair of Levi's, because I do. I'm coming to Connecticut, and I'm going to take you out. I'm going to get my coat back, and I will be leaving Connecticut still the ISW champion.
In the epic rematch, it's Twiggy defending the ISW title against Giant Tiger in what's been dubbed a fuckhouse brawl. Let's go over the card one final time for Boner Jam 2, April 7th in Danbury, Connecticut. Team Tremendous of Danbury and Ken Scampy go head-to-head with Bastion Snow and Pasquale. The Elite's Sexy Eddie looks for Brain against the brain-devouring Izzy Dead Yet.
A four-way encounter between Shitty, Taka Suzuki, Oni, and a new creation of Dr. Gene Splicing. Connecticut Wrestling Entertainment showcases their talent as first-class Vladimir Joseph goes toe-to-toe with Lucas Sharp.
Addie Starr and Jody DeMilo take their famed rivalry to the U.S. A Burger King at the Ring rematch as Frankie Arion seeks revenge against Pinky Sanchez. El Hijo del Bamboo defends his other title against the notorious 187 Homicide. In the main event, the Fuckhouse Brawl for the Interspecies Championship as Twiggy and Giant Tiger go head-to-head once again. That's all we have for now. Get on InterspeciesWrestling.com and buy your tickets, and we'll see you on April 7th at the Heirloom Arts Theater, 155 Main Street in Danbury, Connecticut, for
Boner Jam 2.
don't want to fuck up the audio, dude.
I think Sexy Edge is my hero.
Yeah, she's gone. She's not coming back.
Oh yeah, the guy with pizza and it all. But of all my DJ gigs, I've never seen anything so crazy.